we've arrived at quadrant 4. We talked about quadrant 1, fast transaction, right, and task-oriented. And then quadrant 2 was task-oriented and slower transaction, the processors. And then there were the donut bringers, slow transaction, people. And now we're over here in quadrant 4. Like quadrant 1, they prefer fast transactions. But like quadrant 3, they need the connection between you and your organization. And that's really, really important to remember. You see, quadrant 2 and quadrant 4 can be a little bit difficult to differentiate. The quadrant 2 are very task-oriented, and sometimes that can appear like they want fast transactions. But they're slower transactions. They don't necessarily need the connection. Quadrant 4 needs the connection like quadrant 3 did. Now, I use this example because I'm quadrant 1 and I prefer a fast transaction. I can walk into your shop, I can walk up to your counter, you can be as grumpy as you want to be with me. Doesn't bother me because I'm watching you to see if you're doing your job. And if I perceive that you're doing your job and you give me a fast, efficient transaction, I don't care how grumpy you are with me. I see you doing your job, I'm going to head off and do my job. I'm okay with it, quite honestly. Quadrant 4s, you can't get away with that. Quadrant 4s are the ones that will stand there in front of you waiting for you to say, "Good morning, Mrs. Smith, how are you?" They don't want to be asked how the family is. They don't want to be asked how their vacation was. They don't want to be asked anything but, "How are you?" Or "It's great to see you again." They want to feel the personal connection. It's got to be quick, but it's got to be personal. They want to be connected with what they're doing. The other example that I've had people bring up in class is when they walk into an establishment and they pay money for something and nobody says thank you to them. They get very annoyed, very upset. Quadrant 1, doesn't bother me in the least. You did your job, I do my job, you don't have to thank me. That's fine, I'm okay with it. But that's quadrant 1. Quadrant 4, they want to feel appreciated, they want to feel the personal touch, they want to feel the connection, but they still need a fast, efficient transaction. Show and tell can work with these people because that's about establishing relationships. Pre-printing repair orders is really important to them because the message that sends is, hey, they were ready for me, they expected me. Recognizing them when they come through the door is really, really important. Give them the bullet points also because they want fast transactions, but they still need to feel that connection. So that's quadrant 4. We've talked about 1, 2, 3, and now 4. In the next segment, let's talk about how these all work together and how you manage them at your counter. Stay tuned.